Here we go. Hello, Dan from Schmidt Auctions here today. Doing some eBay fulfillment for our Thrift Chi shop. Gonna make a custom box. Got these doll parts. It's a little bit too big for a standard 12 by 12 by 8. Get these free from the post office. Great stuff. We're gonna modify it today to fit this box. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our T-shape, our square here. We're going to measure the height. We got to figure out how much height we need, and then make sure we have it in this space here. So you look up here, about 6 inches. 7 inches gives us a little bit of a cushion, so we're going to do 7.5. We're going to do 7.5 inches. So we measure here 7.5 across. Because we have a good square here, we line it up, and we're going to make a score with just a flathead screwdriver. Simple score, and then we're going to straighten it out here. Now when you're making a custom box, the key here is to know your dimensions, and so this is going to be 7.5 inches. We just measured it out, and so you're going to need half of that on each flap here in order to seal up the box nice and tight. So half of 7.5 is 3 3/4. So again, we get our square out here, we measure out 3 3/4. In this case, we're going to do a double mark that. 3 3/4. Mark that, and then we make our line. Nice and straight. And then we just make sure we have the other side, so we put our item back in. We're going to have a nice cushion around all the sides. And so we need 3 3/4 there, which again is going to give us a nice size. So in this case, we don't have to make any cuts. It's going to be a nice straight forward 7.5 inch box. So there we go. Again, with a few nice lines. Score it across. And now what you have is the effective box that we're going to need. So we've got to flip it over and repeat on the other side here. One tip and trick is the dimensions are going to be the same, so you can mark them off right here on both sides. So then all you're left with is the one measurement left. So you notice I made those scores. So those you just line them right up. And across you go. Once more. We're making our flaps. And the last thing is to double check. You got to do the vertical score on the opposite side. So now we're going to measure out our 7.5. 7.5. There we go. Double mark to make sure we got everything we need. 7.5. Okay. And so now we have all our scores. With our square. And we're going to see the box emerge right before your very eyes. Get a very good score here. So we're going to get in here. You got to get a good score. Don't worry, we're going to tape it up to reinforce it. So there we go. Now all we got to do is make our cuts. You'll see that flaps right over because we made a nice good score. Match right up. Our tape. Because we measured it out, it should be nice and tight seal. Match up. Go across. Highly recommend a good tape. Good solid seal. Once it sticks, it's good. taped up. Reinforce the corners. I'm just going to do the other side and get back and we'll seal it all up.